You are watching MDN Teleradio.
Welcome back mga ka-friendship. Mga friendship, we are so thankful that you are there for us always watching our show. Today mga friendship, we have our wonderful topics to discuss. We have our visitor from the city government, from Cagayan de Oro City. Our speaker, our guest today, he is a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering at Xavier University. And he also finished his Master of Arts in Peace and Development in Ateneo de Davao. He works a lot in various experience in sectors of social development. And also, previously, he worked as a program director in Xavier University. And mga ka-friendship, he is the department head of our CHUDD, or City, Housing, and Urban and Development Department of Cagayan de Oro City. Please help me welcome Engineer Ermin Stan B. Pimentel. Good morning, Engineer.
Yung buntag.
Yes.
Yung buntag po sa atong mga tigpaminaw.
Yes.
O tanaw ani nga programa.
So we are so happy that you are here with us here in our home show Unlimited, because with due respect to our city government about your activities and also the city and urban and development, because mga ka-friendship, for those who are listening there, mga real estate practitioners, mga brokers, salespersons, appraisers, and consultants, fresh here from live conversation about the programs and activities. So Engineer Ermin, can you tell us about your experience as the department head of CHUDD? How many years have you been there in the position, or
Actually, nagsugod
background?
ko sa City Hall as a consultant from Xavier because we were top then by that time, 2014, tong second term ni Mayor Moreno. No?
Wow.
Okay, kanimang good nga administration karon ang iya maging murag isa sa strategic niya nga murag engagement is kanang partnership or
Yes.
urambus ang tawag niya ana, no? So that time we were engaging the city. And then diri mi sa housing, ako sa housing ko na assign kay kani po lagi mo experience sa Xavier sa katong Ecoville. No?
Ecoville before.
So murag gusto ni Mayor nga ma-share po na nga expertise sa city. And at that time also there was still a office of the State Management Division under the office of the City Planning Office. Nga mo'y technically in charge about the housing program sa city. No? And then from there up to now, in 2017, nag-apply ko dayon as department head sa CHUDD that we also created in the process of engagement sa 2016. So, maubali na akong experience sa City Hall.
Wow, what a wonderful experience, Engineer, no? With that, you have experienced also a lot of challenges along the way, no? Because this is not an easy, works from the government. Na with your expertise, with your mastery about this organizing mga events about the housing, no? Can you tell us about the mandates on creation of this CHUDD, or the housing department of the Cagayan de Oro City?
I think ang isa gid sa pinaka basis aning na create ni sa City Hall karon ang department sa housing. Well, gawas sa daan naman na namang experience ang city sa housing niadto katong BLIS program under the national government. And then even the time of Mayor Imano, katong piso-piso is also a housing program.
Yes.
And then pagsulod ni Mayor sa 2013, isa sa nag-push gid sa iya to push for the creation of the department. Basically, isa gid na sa dako kayong concern, no?
Yes.
Sa iyang campaign na siya 8-point agenda. And he really articulated kanang housing as one component kay ang Cagayan de Oro then dako na gid siya kaayo, no? Unlike before, kailar ang mga tao din no? Pero karon
Going to Metro Cagayan.
grabe na ang kanang dako na kayo ang paglambog
Progress.
gyud sa Cagayan de Oro. Labi na gyud sa pag balhin sa mga tao in the nearby provinces or even in the other areas, no. So sa dinhi sa Cagayan de Oro karon sinati na gyud nato ang dako nga sitwasyon sa kaning informal settlers, no. Unlike before, gamay ra man na kayo. So karon walay barangay nga walay informal settler, no. So gauban man gyud na sa kalambuan kay mo lagi na uban man pod ang ekonomiya sa paglambo sa usa ka pamilya. Usa daghan ka paning palad po diri sa Cagayan. So murag kakahimo na gid ni siya nga metropolitan, no. And there's really one direction there towards metropolization of Cagayan de Oro. So that's why ang nakita ni Mayor nga importante na gyud nga ma-create na kining housing program or housing department.
Because mga friendship, what you have heard from engineer now, because as the population increase, also there's a need for housing. That is why there's a very important yun ang ato ang inyong department, engineer, no?
Labi na sad pod, no? It's not just the city that engage in housing, but I think katulang tulo ka cluster nga level sa housing. It's not just among the urban poor or the informal settler, but there are also a growing number of need for housing, especially for the high-end also.
High-end and middle class.
And middle class. That's why kakita na nato ang kining mga klase-klase nga housing. No? We have kining housing kaning nasa mga condominium, na po yung mga high-end. At the same time, we have to put into the picture kani pong marginalized group na wherein our mandate as a city, mas ang preference man gyud is katong nagkinahanglan, no. So that's why the city should also engage in the socialized, which is the third cluster of housing need.
Because in our term also in the brokers, we have the vertical and horizontal subdivision. Vertical condominiums for the high-end and also for the horizontal subdivisions. Good to know that naapod ang mga socialized and poorest of the poor nga gi-providean for the housing program, no? Activities ana.
Kana pod kay dako gid kayo nga panginahanglan nun na, no. And it's more challenging kay ngano man these are the sector nga economically challenged, no? We have to really be more creative and resourceful, especially as government also na kinahanglan ma-maximize na nga mga resources and opportunities in favor of our marginalized group.
Wow. So talking about that, CHUDD, what are the services offered or the basic components of your department, the City Housing, Urban and Development Department?
Ang creation sa CHUDD in 2016, una, again, as I said, naanamandaan gyud ang City Hall sa iyang programa sa housing. That's why isa sa major kayo niya nga division kaning gitawag na mo homeowners and community development.
Wow.
Wherein there are about 12,000 or mga almost 13,000 na ka beneficiaries of the city socialized resettlement. Where kana sila nga mga cluster katunang programa gyud sa karaan nga housing katong Bliss. Panahon pa na nilang Mayor Magtahas, silang Mayor Pimentel. And then the other cluster of groups katong piso-piso, no, katong under kang Mayor Imano. And then katong dayong Sendong. And then kini dayong bag-o nga mga beneficiary nga among tukuron karon under kang Mayor Moreno. So somehow mona isa na kadako kay ang concern, even ang balaod mismo sa housing, socialized housing, ang UDHA. Iya man gitagaan gid nag special preference is not just the technical or the kanap yung physical nga housing, but really the sustainability of the families living in that community. So mona it's a homeowners and community development catering about that number of households. And then second, because mo lagi ni no bag-o man sa gyud ni nga department, morning bag-o sa feature sa City Hall nga housing kana yung pag-create og bag-o nga mga socialized housing, no. Pag-create og bag-o, that means we need to engage new ISFs and then build more socialized housing, no. Kay unlike atong Sendong, piso-piso, on site man to sila katong piso-piso kay need gyud nila, no. And then kanida yung Sendong tungod kay grabe massive to kayo nga immediate kay nga consideration. Kini ang nakabago ani kay we have to go the whole process pares mga developers, no. Gikan sa pag-identify sa location, pagpalit sa yuta, and then pagbuhat og mga plano, etc. Murag developer gid siya, no. Kana nga role
and how did you
mo na mo gatun-an sa inyo no sa
CHUDD.
kaning mga developers kay
Mm.
wala pa man gid kayo expertise ang syudad ana kay most of those experiences are already by need no
By
on
need.
site. Pero kining gabuhaton nga housing gid karon sa CHUDD no ning ikaduha namo nga kaning component.
project.
That's why there is an urban development component in the housing program. Primarily because we have to situate the socialized housing also in the forefront of development no. Para sa amo dili dapat i-depart ang socialized housing sa mainstream development. So mo nang together with the other agencies sa city, labi na gyud sa city planning office kay sila man gyud ang dala no sa center sila man gyud ang focal. Kami ga-engage me kung unsay asa dapit ang atong mga resettlement, not just the other kaning mga high end but also the socialized housing. And even to some extent kining atong gipang-abrihan nga mga areas, we are even pioneering the development of these areas. For example, kining sa Lumbia no, kanang daghan kayo relocation nga among
Relocation sites.
gipamutang diya. And people are going there no. Even gali ang mga bagets nato, mga millennials kadto dito no, na diya sa kanang kamarahan. We have two big projects there no. We have about mga 1,500 units nga atong gi-build diha. So somehow that will really spring up the kanang mahimo siyang springboard sa kaning development ana nga area no. Kay
Engineer, how can you qualify the beneficiary of the socialized housing that in your program?
So muna no from planning, the technical, the etc. all of these requirements. Then we also organize. So sa developer kay mangita mo magbayar no. Kini we have to organize the informal settler. So mo ning isa ka challenging component din That's why this is ang tawag namo ani is the among second division is the kaning gaignon namo og kanang UDP no? Urban Development Planning.
But they also pay for that, for their housing?
So sa socialized housing tungod kay ga resource generation man ta, ang aim yun is kung mahimo lower gyud o mas barato gyud para sa ato mga
para marginalized groups
no?
and
like for example kaning among project karon sa Balubal, ang ilang monthly amortization ana sa SHAPC nahulog na lang nag 2,000 a month in the next 30 years. No? So of course, it is a socialized housing and then medyo mass housing pud siya. But dako na kayo na siya nga diferensya sa ilang situation karon nga naalang gid sila sa mga danger zone or kanang mga atong mga areas nga dapat dili nato puy-an no.
So like in Balubal, how many houses you provide?
Yes, sa Balubal we have 3 relocation sites there. We are developing new one that will house more or less 960 and somehow that will be first no for nga 2-story siya. So unlike from the unusual nga nang 1-story lang row house, kini siya it's a 2-story building. So in one building there will be 24 12 so 12 in the first floor then 12 sa
and
second
now
floor.
ongoing
taana karon yes
land
I think
development.
last week we heard the news na gi-approve lang sa SHAPC ang among housing application no, for the 960 ISFs. So kana
So
no?
grabe gid no, even pandemic nowadays pero active kaayo no.
Mo nang giingnon ni mayor nga kamo dia trabaho ra gid mo dapat ano di wala gi hunungon kung mahimong kusgan pa. So mo nang paningkamot gid mi karon. Kay all the more nakita nato ang need nga dangerous kayo ang location sa atong mga marginalized sector. Labi na gid sa panahon sa pandemic. So we need to really create more conducive housing for them. No?
So what are the challenges there even nowadays na yung mga pandemic? So continue gyapon atong activities or naay
We have to adapt. No, ang isa gid sa among learning karon is we cannot just continue even the design of our subdivision in the new normal. No? So amo gyud nakita nga isa sa among gi-adapt karon sa among mga existing relocation kanang pagpuyo sa balay, mananom o gulay.
Yes.
No?
Urban.
That has been the program when we started that in 2018. And then we find it very beneficial now, labi na sa pandemic na kulong sila and then they have to produce their own food at their own household level. No? And then in our designing, we are considering that now no na kung naatay bag-o nga mga relocation karon.
Yes.
We have to incorporate food security. No? So in that extent, that will address the very basic need for food, especially at the immediate consideration. So, and we have acquired lands, no? Diya sa Pagalungan, diri sa paingon sa Mambuaya.
Yes.
Ang amo gayong design is mura mo sa housing and farming. No? So amo
Wow.
nang tun-an karon kay aron it will not only produce food in their table, but they will be also engaging in livelihood by really producing food diya mismo sa market. No?
You know, engineer, upon hearing your statement now from the Cagayan de Oro City government for in your department, CHUDD, wonderful ang mga activities na inyong i-provide for Cagayanons. So our people there listening us, they might acquire this, no, to avail the socialized housing from the CHUDD. What can you say or tell them about?
Siguro sa atong daghan man gapaminaw sa atong Facebook, no, diya sa kuan halos tanan man, no. Labi na gyud sa atong mga informal settler or kaning marginalized group nga mga pamilya. Actually para gyud ni sa inyo ang programa sa city in terms of the housing. Ang kuan lang gyud dinhi is una kinahanglan gyud ni tinabangay, no. There's no such thing as free lunch. Wala gyud libre. We have to spend, ang ato lang is pangitaan gyud nato pamaagi nga kining atong housing program para sa informal settler para gyud sa inyong affordability level. So that's why we engage with various sectors, especially the developers in their housing balance nga kung mahimo malibre nato na, but at the end nagyud gyapoy kanang counterpart, no. So we hope nga kami karon diri sa opisina, we are really receiving applications. Kay una, we are also doing more projects in the future aron paspas na ang pag-mobilize. So kung mahimo, labi na gyud sa katong naa sa mga danger zone or nasa mga areas nga dili kay conducive for kanang shelter, adto mo sa opisina sa CHUDD aron ma-facilitate namo ang inyong application, and eventually we will be engaging you in the preparation towards a subdivision nga amon niyang mahimo kay sa pagkakaron gapangita pagid mig daghan pa nga mga resources, and we already acquired properties that in the next 2-3 years I think we can make more or less mga 2 to 3 subdivisions.
Yes.
No?
So if and when aslay yuta nga gusto nila
okay.
kuan sa ato ang city government.
For our mga igsuon nga medyo na ay kakayahan
Yes.
ug labaw na sa tanan na ay mga yuta
Hektarya.
labi na gyud no kanang hektarya kayo.
Oh.
Gapalit pud mig yuta gyud, no.
Yes.
Although
Ang
we need
value.
to really appeal sa inyong charity, sa inyong social concern, kay somehow ang magpalit pud namo sa yuta, although di sa gyud kayo barato, no, but we have to compete also with the
Sa
others.
appraisal
But,
value.
at the end of the day, dili gyud mi compete og dagko gyud kayo, no. Pero ang amo lang is we need more lands, especially katong dagko kay mga yuta nga di na kay ninyo kagamit. And then kung mahimo diri duol lang sa atong syudad, kung mabaligya ninyo palihog adto lang sadmo sa opisina sa CHUDD. We have a unit or section nga gaatiman gyud for land acquisition. And we will facilitate the processes as we try to engage you in procuring that property. No?
Wow. So, Engineer Ermin, we are so thankful upon hearing your our conversation. No? Wonderful kaayo ang atong mga na-share na topics. Much of your time. Napasalamat jud ko nga na-welcome ka namo. So, hope sa next time,
Sa sunod.
i-welcome na pod ka namo
Teaser
sa So mga ka-friendship, salamat kay sa inyong pagpaminaw. Wonderful kayo ang gi-share ni Engineer Ermin Stan Pimentel karon. So Engineer, salamat kaayo.
Salamat
From the
po.
Home Show Unlimited, thank you for your time.
Salamat po.
We will be right back mga ka-friendship because we have our visitor also coming from the City Housing Board. So sit back and relax. We will come back after our commercial break.